Hello everyone, welcome to Snowdy. In today's video we're going to go over Mikasa, how to build Mikasa, who is brand new and back from the Attack on Titan rerun banner. So if you were lucky enough to pull her, I pulled her I think, twice, but if you are lucky enough to pull her, you know, she's actually a very good character in PvE. We'll go over her stats and what we normally do. Just decent pierce rate, mediocre resistance, regenerate I don't really care, crit chance is meh, crit damage is bad, resistance is okay. Crit defense is okay, recovery rate mid, life's still bad. But it doesn't really matter because we'll get into her kit and her substats are not too bad after her passive is read out. So her first skill is a normal bleed skill, single target. It's okay, it's definitely not the best, but a gold card can definitely hit hard. If you just magically get a gold card, you're hitting hard. Her second skill is this is a unique skill. Normally Secret Technique is an ultimate only skill, but she's the only character in the game to have a Secret Technique actual normal skill, and it is AoE. Preferably you'd want it to be single target, because of course the more cards you have, the more damage you deal. But this was buffed, that initial multiplier was 80%, now it's 120, of course these two have been buffed as well. But this card can actually do decent damage now, especially if you've got a lot of Mikasa cards, which she seems to attract a lot of Mikasa cards. She's like that one character in every team that just some reason just wants to absorb all the cards, which is good. She does have Secret Technique, but she definitely does not do as much damage as Eren or Levi. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. Her ultimate is actually not too bad. It's like AM Melee's, but a single target version, so it increases all her basic stats by 50% and inflicts 420% damage to one enemy. Of course, the actual buff doesn't change at all, but the multiplier does go up to 630 if you do have her 6/6. Now onto her passive, which was slightly buffed in like the Milim sense, like I said it should have been, which is increase all stats of the hero 6% each for each ally that takes damage other than the hero up to 5 times, so she gets 30% all stats. That puts her pierce rate at over 109%, her resistance at 83%, crit chance at 110, and crit damage at 120. Crit defense, of course, 100, and then 98% crit sense, which makes her very good. If you factor in all of these stats she's getting, plus she also gets defense, attack, and HP from it, but just these stats alone onto her stats make her very good in terms of substats-wise, especially when it comes to the defense-related stats, because defense-related stats on normal characters now are normally not the best, unless, of course, they're first duels, then they normally have absurd stats, because that's just how first duels work. For gear-wise, I've just given her rare gear. I might make her HP defense UR gear if, and that's only if, she is needed for specific activities because of her relic. So her relic, unfortunately, is PvE only, doesn't work in Demonic Beast, and of course doesn't work in PvP, but it does work in the back, which is kind of a bonus. Which is in PvP PvE battles, if allies on the battlefield are all humans, increase the hero's basic stats by 10%, and damage dealt by single target skills by 15% for each participating human. Let's just say it's 4-man up. Everyone in your team is getting 40% basic stats as well as a 60% single target increase, which is actually insane now I think about it. She could be good for final bosses, Knighthood bosses if people do them, because some people don't do them, I understand. And just anything according to the lines of PvE that could require points, or maybe a boss in the future she could be good for in terms of speed farming. But she's got a very good relic. Unfortunately, it is PvE only and doesn't work in Demonic Beast. I don't understand why it doesn't work in Demonic Beast. It's not the best anyway. 60% single target damage is good, but 40% basic stats. All this is just Margaret. This is just, if they were to make this Demonic Beast only, it would literally just be Margaret. It's literally just the new red Margaret, which would have been very good for players who unfortunately weren't able to summon for her, because she was a seasonal character that dropped right before the collab. How very nice of them. But currently she's only got rare gear. I may eventually give her UR gear, or just give her SR gear and just engrave it, because I'm lazy. And I can't be asked to make her UR gear, because that costs a lot of materials. I do have a lot of materials, but I just can't be asked. It's just a whole big process, and it'll drain all of them, and then a bunch of good other characters come out that need UR gear. For example, another collab like Shield Hero, where all the characters were good and all had specific gear sets. Then I might have to. But outfits-wise, I do have all of the free outfits you can get for her currently. You've got 3 headgears, 2 weapons, and 3 actual outfits. Here you've got the normal SSR one, and then you've got the UR one, then you've got the current event one, which is up. Of course, you have these 3 ones if you want to buy them. They do cost money. There is no diamond ones, unfortunately. But, you know, if you really want to go for it, if you're a Mikasa simp, completely go for it. It's worth it. She might be used in the future, you never know. And her relic stats, the attack is good, defense is good, HP is very average for a relic nowadays. But overall, she's a very decent character and a very good PvE character in my opinion. And I do highly recommend leveling her up, just in case in the future she becomes needed for a content or speed farming or something along the lines of that. It's definitely worth it. At least get her relic. If you don't want to level her up, get her to like 60. 60 full awakening, even full super awakenings, give her some rare gear. But make sure you get her relic, because her relic is what makes her very good in PvE. If not, she has no use. Without her relic, she's nothing. Her buff was not good enough. But with her relic, she then becomes usable in PvE, which is why I recommend that you get it. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.